Hi, hello, vanakkam, and welcome back to yet another episode of our Little Slaw YouTube channel. So today in this video, we are going to see about one of the poll that I have asked in recently, like 2 days back. So the question basically is about Dynatrace, which is one of the popular application performance monitoring tool. So the question is, when managing the host metadata in Dynatrace, which of the following functionality can be accessed via the properties and the tags panel? So this in fact is one of the most important question in could be in your interview in case if you are taking your interview related to Dynatrace or related to performance monitoring or the performance engineering. So we will see the answer I have given four choices as well. So in fact, I have asked the same question in YouTube community channel, and I have seen a lot of people have answered the question. So in LinkedIn, I could see more people have answered the view perf metrics of the host as the answer, and 33% of people have answered adding custom properties. But in YouTube, I could see 64% of people have answered the right one, which is adding custom properties to the host. So first, let me explain the question. So as I have already told you, the Dynatrace is a popular performance monitoring tool. So the host metadata, which I have asked here, this part refers to the additional information. So normally metadata is something which relates to the additional information. So same way here, this host data metadata refers to the additional information or the attributes associated with individual hosts or the servers which are monitored by the Dynatrace. So that is what is the question. So in Dynatrace, the host represents the infrastructure components. For example, it can be a physical server, it can be a virtual machines, it can be a containers where your applications run. So each host can have various metadata associated with it, such as the properties, its tags, which provides additional context and the organization to the monitoring data. So the question specifically mentions the properties and the tags panel in Dynatrace, which is a user interface element or a section within the Dynatrace platform where users can manage the metadata related to hosts. So now we have, as I have already told you, we have got four choices, just adding custom properties to the host and configuring notification preferences and viewing the metrics of performance metric of the host and managing the network configuration of the host. So first, let me explain you all these four choices, and I'll tell you the right answer. So the first option here is the adding custom properties to the host. So custom properties are additional attributes or labels that users can be defined or they can define and assign to host in Dynatrace, because these properties helps the users to categorize and organize host based on specific criteria. It can be an environment, it can be a location, or it can be an application. So the properties and tags panel in Dynatrace allows the users to add, edit, or remove custom properties associated with the host. And that's the reason uh, we have the adding custom properties to the host as the right answer. And then we have again four other choices which might look uh, correct, but let's see what actually they talk about the configuring notification preferences. So notification preferences in Dynatrace determine how users receive alerts and notification about events or incidents detected by the monitoring system. So while notifications are an important aspect of monitoring, configuring notification preferences is typically done through separate settings or configuration options within Dynatrace rather than the properties and tags panel. And moving to the third answer, which is viewing the performance metric of the host. So performance metrics of the host, such as the CPU usage, the memory utilization, the network activity, are essential for monitoring the health and the performance of the infrastructure. However, viewing the performance metric is typically done through the monitoring dashboards. We can see the charts as well and the reports in the trace rather than the properties and tags panel. So even in that case, this answer here is not a valid answer. And finally, the managing network configuration of the host. So network configurations we all know, such as the IP addresses, the DNS settings, the firewall rules, or related to the network infrastructure rather than the host metadata. So they are not related to, they're not completely related to what I have asked here, which is the host metadata, because they deal with the network config, which basically are the IP address, the DNS settings, the firewall rules. So while Dynatrace may provide visibility into network related metrics and events, managing network configurations is usually performed outside of Dynatrace, and it is not directly related to the properties and the tags panel. So based on the explanation above which I've given, the correct option, as I've already told you, is the right one, is which is the adding custom properties to the host, because it aligns with the functionality which is typically associated with the properties and tags panel in Dynatrace. So I believe I have added some value to this video. I have given some explanations as well, and I definitely believe this video would be very useful to you. So until I meet you in another interesting video, it's bye bye from Vasan Shanmugam and Little Law.